I'm sharing with you what's sold on eBay and Amazon, eBay, eBay, eBay. In the last 24 hours, it is Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. I sold 3 lots on eBay. This one was good. Her name is Lori Line. And let's see, how many of these do I have? There's a good amount of them. There are 11 of them, and it sold for $29.99 plus shipping. This is from a donation in January, so it took a couple months to sell, 2 months to sell, but not bad. When I have that many from one person, from one artist, it definitely makes sense to put it together. 11 is quite a lot, a decent amount. I sold a lot of 10 Travis Tritt CDs. Ended up selling for $18.99 plus shipping. This is an example of something that's probably not worth it unless you come across a bunch of them together. You can sell for that much, but it's up to you and how you run your business. So that's sold. This next one is Jim Butcher. There's, I think, 12. Yeah, there's 12 Jim Butcher Dresden Files books, and 5 of them are first edition hardcovers, and the rest are, well, they're in there. I don't want to unpack it, but they're paperbacks. And that one sold for $58.39, so that was a really nice sale. That was actually back in, that was a donation. So that took a little while to sell, but still, 58 bucks is nice. I sold a Betamax tape, Sleeping Beauty. This one sold for $29.19 plus shipping. This was a trade that I did back in August of last year. So yes, some Betamax tapes will sell. This one was more of a rare one, and 29 bucks is not a bad sale as far as I'm concerned, especially that I got it in a trade. So keep that in mind. Betamax does sell. This one I took an offer on for 10 bucks. Theory of Classical Liberal Industrialism. So it's a tiny little book. That was actually in my bookstore where I am right now. And then these two sold on eBay. This is an audiobook that sold for, I think it was $13 and change. And this one sold for very little. I would never put that on eBay again, or Amazon again, rather. Don't waste your time on that. I would just put that in my store as of now. So you live and learn, you evolve, you get better. So that's what sold over the last 24 hours. Not bad. A nice little mixture of sales. So obviously the easiest types of media lots to sell would be smaller, such as cassette tape lots, such as CD lots, and then you probably go up to DVD lots. Also, of course, Blu-rays are a little bit smaller, 4K. And then I would say book lots and record lots are going to be the bigger pains in the butt because they're just physically larger and heavier. I hear the rain, it's coming down again. So I've sold the most type of media that the types of media that I've sold the most of in lots on eBay have definitely been books. Actually, books and CDs are, I would probably say actually more CDs than books just because they take up less space. But books, probably CDs, books, and then DVDs. I've sold so many book lots, so many CD lots. I probably sold more CD lots just because they've taken up less space and I don't realize it. Books take up more space, obviously. And many DVD lots as well. Of course, you can do loose discs, whether it's CDs, whether it's DVDs, Blu-rays, 4K, video games. Another one is VHS tapes. You can do that. But I would say, what's most plentiful? Books, number one. Probably right now, DVDs, the second most plentiful. You go to any thrift store, garage sale, estate sale, there's going to be a lot of DVDs. You're probably still going to find a good amount of CDs, but I would guess there's going to be more DVDs. Books are always out there, But again, they're heavier, they're bigger. They come in different sizes, obviously. If it's all hardcovers, those are heavier, bigger. If they're paperbacks, then maybe you can get them a little smaller. Or, you don't need as many, or you can fit more in a box, I guess is what I'm saying. But I'm going through the DVDs over here, continuing that process. And was just having that thought because I sold 2 CD lots this morning, or last 24 hours, and then the book lot. The book lot was more profitable. It just so happened to be that way. But the other 2 combined were close, but not quite to the value of the book lot. So there's a lot. There's a lot of money to be made in lots, period. But books can bring a good amount of profit for sure, depending on the type of lot it is. Is it the same author? Is it the same series? Is it a set? Is it complete? How sought after is it? How rare is it? That type of thing. Same thing goes for CDs. DVDs, not so much. I mean, yes and no. I told you some of the most valuable, a complete set of anything is more valuable than incomplete, of course, in any media. But, complete TV series on DVD or Blu-ray is going to be generally pretty valuable. Even Friends, like the one I just sold for like $35 I showed you recently, is on the lower end, but definitely you can sell complete TV series on DVD for upwards of $100 or more. I would say the sweet spot is probably like $60 to $100. You can find many. If you find a complete set or put it together, compile it together, you can definitely sell many of them in that range. And there's lots of, like I've shown you, many CD sets and series, or from the same label, not necessarily label, but the same company, that kind of thing. They can worth some really good money. And there's just so many different book lots you can put together. You can put it by genre. If it's a set like the Durant one, the Story of Civilization is just one example, but there's many of those older sets, vintage kids sets, that kind of thing. Basically, just keep your eye on books that look the same. Just keep in mind they're going to take up more space. They're not necessarily going to take longer to sell. It always depends on what the books are, the genre, the set, the series, if it's complete or incomplete. Look at what's selling on eBay, what's not selling. If you look up a set, even if it's complete, if it's not going for that much money and it doesn't sell that often, I would pass, unless you have a lot of patience and a lot of space. Obviously, individual books, high dollar books are the ideal. But if you're just getting into lots, if you're starting to mess around with media lots, the smaller, the easier, right? To store, to ship. But books, there's so much money to be made putting book lots together, for sure. I've sold hundreds and hundreds. I don't even know how many book lots I've sold over the years, but you've seen just, recently in the last year, how many book lots that I've shared with you that I've sold. Recently, the one today that I sold, but also all of those vintage paperback book lots that I just got in, those books, and I've already sold, I think, 5 lots of those. I think more than half of what I put up pretty quickly within a couple of weeks. So people are looking for particular books together to either have a complete set, to complete what they already have, whatever maybe, or just want to read a particular author, particular fictional character, and they would prefer to get a bunch of them together than to just buy 1, 2, or 3 at a time. So keep that in mind as well. There's a demand, but always go on eBay and check and make sure. You're not going to do lots on Amazon. This is an eBay thing. And I've been selling lots for years now, and it's just a great way to supplement your income if you are finding or coming across either large quantities of media, books or other media, or you're just out there cherry picking and you just happen to come across a book set. This 10 book set, they want $15 for it, but you can sell it for $50, $60, $70 on eBay pretty quickly. To me, that's a no-brainer. As long as it's not massive and super heavy, just, in terms of having to lug it around and all that stuff and ship it. But you got to make that decision also. So yeah, I would say, CDs are really easy in terms of size and shipping and whatnot, but don't be scared of putting book lots together, because there's a lot of them out there. It's plentiful and there's a lot of money to be made. All right, guys, keep on keeping on. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.